Welcome back
Master.
to our next episode in our new podcast name, Play It Forward Podcast, with our newest member, Eric Northern. Say hello, Eric.
Hey, glad to be here.
And Kurt, welcome back.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
And Pat, say hello, Pat.
Hello, Pat.
There we go. All right, so this is our fifth episode, I believe. A new name for our new group, Play It Forward, with our newest member, Eric. We are going to talk today about the new direct that just dropped a couple days ago. Today is Sunday the 14th, and this dropped on September 12th, Thursday.
Friday.
And was it Friday? Yes, it was
Friday.
Friday because I think they observed the holiday, but whatever. Yeah, they gave us a whole 2 days notice for this one. It's crazy. They never do that. So
An hour long, too.
it was an hour long,
Packed it
biggest
with
direct.
stuff.
Yep.
They did a lot of Mario 40th anniversary, more than I thought they would.
It's almost like, and we'll get to it, almost like they had two directs and they combined them into one because it felt like the Mario Direct would have been its own thing and the rest of it could have been something else. It worked. I'm not complaining, but I just feel like I think that might have been what happened.
Before we get into the direct, we have a couple pieces of news. First is we had our 16-bit summer event a few weeks ago.
3 weeks.
3 weeks ago. And would you like to talk about that, Eric?
Yeah, absolutely. The 16-Minute Summer Charity Marathon was a 3-day weekend marathon where we raised money for Autism at Face Value, which is an organization that does therapeutic tabletop gaming events for people on the spectrum, as well as provides opportunities in the comic book space for people on the spectrum, both autistic creators as well as creating autistic characters. Their main focus initially was the comics, and then they moved into the tabletop realm, which was where they're expanding. And we spent the weekend beating 16-bit games trying to raise money for them. And we ended up raising $1,110, which is the most money that they've ever raised at a single event, which is a huge accomplishment. Thank you to everyone that was part of that.
That is awesome.
Yes, it was a great time. We met a lot of fun people, a lot of cool people. Even got a few gifts out of it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Eric, and thank you, Dwayne. Right?
Yeah,
the
Dwayne.
one with the yes. Very cool controllers. What is his Instagram again for anyone?
Space and Traders, which
Space and Traders.
I believe it's space, the letter N, and then traders, all one word for it. And that should get you there.
And what he does is modified, skins on controllers. N64. I heard GameCube controllers. Does he do GameCube controllers?
So his experiences with N64 controllers and consoles, I think at this point he could do any console. That he just has the most experience with N64, but he could do GameCube, I think.
I would love a GameCube controller.
Same.
Yeah. Okay, so enough about 16-bit summer. We have an event coming up in November that we are going to officially announce here shortly it's for the charity Extra Life, which is the charity that we normally contribute to yearly through NerdFest. We are going to be a featured streamer November 16th. That's a Sunday. We are going to be having a Towerfall tournament, and we already have many people that are excited for it. So it should be a really good time. More details on that later as we announce our event on Facebook and put all the details there. All right, so enough about that. Let's get into the direct. What was announced? So we had the Super Mario 40th anniversary stuff. Who wants to go over that? Anyone? Any volunteers?
Yeah, I'll take the lead on Mario.
Okay.
So I thought being as old as we are, we've seen a lot of anniversaries come and go for the big franchises, and sometimes they're bigger than others. I don't think this was the best Mario anniversary announcement. I think the year that they had all the custom consoles was like they've had a lot of good custom consoles, a lot of good game announcements. I think this year was fine. I would have been happier if it had been a full hour-long direct of Mario stuff. I mean, I'm glad that we got all the other cool announcements, but I feel like if they really wanted to celebrate such a big, a 40th anniversary for Mario, they could have filled it with more stuff. And I love Galaxy, but I really wish they would have done Galaxy 3. That would have been my ideal thing. That would have elevated 100% more for me.
What would you have wanted in Galaxy 3? I've never played Galaxy 2, so I'm actually quite happy that it's coming to the Switch 2 and Switch 1. It's $40, which is a bit steep, but for a game that I've never played before, that's not bad.
So I think with Galaxy 2 was more of the same. It was basically an expansion pack. I think like Super Mario World or Super Mario 64, Galaxy is one of those games where they got it right the first time, and like what people want is just more of that with a sequel, and that's why Galaxy 2 is so well rounded, because it really is just more, maybe slightly refined. They added Yoshi with 2, just more of the same, more of that great formula that they have. Maybe multiplayer, maybe more than Luigi in multiplayer in some capacity, but like I would say basically just another expansion pack would be fine with me.
Okay, that's fair. We had the movie the movie announcement. I guess that's all it was just the title. But just with the title, we have confirmed characters.
And it also changes. Earlier this year, NBC had some thing talking about all the movies they have coming up, and they had listed the Super Mario World movie. And then like a few hours later, they removed it from the press release. So everyone thought, oh, it's going to be Mario World, and they weren't supposed to reveal it. So for them to go with Galaxy instead is actually kind of funny that clearly NBC actually didn't know what Nintendo was doing either. And I think Galaxy is a lot more exciting than World. I prefer the 3D games to 2D, and also Rosalina. I think there's a lot more there. But so it was just a teaser, and confirmed the cast was returning from the first one, which we all expected. But it was still
except for Donkey Kong, no Seth Rogen.
True.
So,
which is okay.
Not
But
so
do
far.
you
Yeah,
think
that's fine by me.
do you think NBC didn't know what Nintendo was doing, or do you think that's what
No,
Nintendo put out there to see if it would get leaked or not? And then at the
Totally
last
on
one, it's like,
purpose.
Psych, Galaxy.
Totally on purpose.
Oh, that could be. Yeah, that they're trying to see if they screw up and leak it. Yeah, that could be.
Nintendo loves the element of surprise. That was totally
And
on
they don't
purpose. Had to
trust.
be. No.
Yeah, well, that's for sure. Yeah, and that showed a lot.
They don't trust an American company.
Nope.
They don't trust anyone.
So, brand new Yoshi game. Let's talk about that. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. Is that what it is?
It is, yeah. Yeah, I thought
believe
this was
so.
cute. I thought it's kind of also it's interesting to me to see the movie driving the games. The fact that we're getting Galaxy 1 and 2 and we're getting the Galaxy movie next year, that's no accident. The fact that Yoshi is going to be a new character in the movie. They didn't show it in the teaser, but those of you who've seen the Mario movie know that Yoshi's going to be in this one, so I think it's funny that they have a Yoshi game coming. And obviously, they've been pushing DK ever since the movie more. And I think it looks cute. I mean, the thing with Yoshi games is they're short and they're easy, but they are a lot of fun. And also for those of you, well, all of you, but to the listeners out there, your library may lend games. It is the perfect library game because you can beat it on a 1 week rental or even check it out a second time and beat it. I thought it looked charming. I mean, they're fun, and from what I've heard, the gripe is always that they're too easy, and they are. They're not really for our skill level, but apparently it's very popular with kids, which is great. I mean, getting them in young, and I thought it looked great. Like visually, I thought it looked great.
At first, I thought it was a Yoshi story. Like
Yeah,
another
I
Yoshi
kind of
story.
laughed that off because when they said Yoshi and the Mysterious Book, I'm like, Yoshi story? That's kind of the same thing, but it's still got that feel to it, that kid's book feel. So
Yeah.
kind of looking forward to it.
So I'm kind of getting out of order here, but so we had Mario Galaxy 1 and 2. That's coming October 2nd.
How does
And-
everyone feel about the price points for the physical media releases, that the Galaxy specifically, because that's what we're talking about, but like it's kind of across the board with how they have really hiked up some of the physical stuff.
Like you mean games or amiibo and stuff?
So the amiibos or like
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think I wasn't surprised. I mean, it was a shame, but I wasn't surprised at all. They've been, I mean, years of runaway inflation will do that. But I mean, they've been going up. As someone who's collected amiibo from the start, they've been going up significantly. And the Mario Galaxy ones they're beefy. And we'll get to the other ones later that it's confirmed the Kirby ones will be 50. Those are beefy and interchangeable. I'm actually surprised they're not more than 50. It's a shame because ultimately they're just cool pieces of plastic. Yes, you can do them in the games. I don't know anyone who really uses them for games too much, but they are really cool. And that's the other thing. I mean, they started out at $12, and if you look at some of those original amiibo, they're fine. Like these new ones, I'm not saying it's worth 30, worth 40. I'm just saying we are getting a lot better quality, and everything costs more these days. So it's a bummer, but I wasn't really surprised by it. For reference, the Metroid ones are. Two of them are 30. The one with the bike is 40. The Galaxy ones are both 40, and the Kirby ones are 50. And you can pre-order them now. If anyone listening is interested, you can pre-order them. You can get them pretty easily right now. I would pre-order them just so then you'll have them if this is something you think you'd be interested in. But again, they are. I paid $25 for my Wolf Link way back when, and that was a while ago. So the fact that they're 30 and 40 now, it sucks, but I wasn't too surprised. Seems fair.
At
Are they like the
Amiibos,
same size, or like when you say beefy, are they like the same size as the Jumbo Yoshi, the Yarn Yoshi was back in the Wii U era, or like
It
a little
it
smaller?
The Kirby ones look like they might be. The Kirby
Okay.
ones look like, and it's kind of hard. I mean, we just saw them kind of put it on a controller. I won't know until we see it in person. The
Mhm.
Detective Pikachu is the one that stands out too. That one I feel like was like 30 back then too, and that was a big one too.
Okay.
So I think it's on those lines. The Rosalina, I guess I'm thinking like, if you're thinking Detective Pikachu's the big one, the original Link and Mario are the smaller ones. The new Mario Galaxy ones seem to fit. They're bigger than the original ones, so to speak. I mean, they're bigger than any of the ones I have. At least that's how they look. Again, I haven't held them up, but based on the level of detail, based on the size of boxes and stuff, it kind of looked like they're bigger than the average one from 10 years ago, so to speak.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Then that's a little bit of an easier pill to swallow if they've got like if they're noticeably bigger.
Yeah, that's how it looks. And again, much more detailed, much better looking than they used to be.
Mhm.
Pat, are you gonna scoop up that Metroid amiibo?
Did I
Nice.
picked
Yeah.
up Samus and I picked up the bike.
That was a
For
cool
full
one.
disclosure, I own zero. Well, no, I'm sorry, I lied. I have one amiibo, and it was purely by accident. But that Yarn Yoshi
Yeah,
that Eric
it's a good one.
mentioned, I found one years ago. It was for a stupid good price in a bin just full of expensive ones, and it kind of harkened me back to being a kid and like Yoshi's Story and stuff like that. So I picked it up just to have it on a shelf. Metroid is my franchise. It's what I love. We don't get it very often. I passed on the Dread amiibo just because they were expensive and I had no use for them, but these ones feel special. So I didn't get Psylux, I think is the
Yeah,
enemy,
I think so.
but the Samus and the bike.
The bike is sick.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
That
think I
amiibo is
might.
cool.
I
I
think I
got to
might
put
get
them on
that
a
one.
shelf.
Yeah, that was
I
the
think
one
I
I was
might get
tempted
that
to
one.
get.
We'll talk about the bike later. Don't worry. We're getting a talking flower, so that's nice. We can put that on the shelf with the Alarmo. Yeah, I guess it talks to you and it brightens up your day.
Wasn't that thing basically like a meme from Mario Wonder anyway that turned into something popular?
It's a
I
character in
guess.
Mario Wonder. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
character. Uh, I won't say it's divisive or controversial, but it's kind of annoying. Some
Yeah.
people love it, some people hate it. I mean, I didn't mind it, but I know some people found it really annoying. But yeah, it was from Mario Wonder, and um, you know, it was cool. Eric, to your broader question, I mean, I love that we saw so much physical media. I think in this day and age when everything is going digital, I think it's cool that they're still doubling down on, I mean, that the amiibo, the plant, the stuff that we'll talk about later from NSO, the book. I just think it's really cool. Not only that they're doing it, but that they're pushing it in a direct. You never really saw them push. Can't remember the last time you saw them pushing books and plants and stuff like that. They push amiibo, but not the other stuff. So I think it's awesome they took direct time to talk about that stuff. Um, yeah, so I think they also mentioned the Metroid book that's coming out too, a retrospective of Metroid Prime, which looks awesome. So I
Yeah.
love that they spent time pushing all the physical products.
And they have
I'd
that.
love. Oh,
Sorry,
just in general.
they
Sorry,
have
Phil.
that book. They have that. I'm sorry. They have that book that is from Mario Galaxy, which actually looks pretty cool.
That does look cool.
I have a few books back on my shelf, but that would be a nice addition. So I'm thinking about it.
And Eric, what were you gonna say?
Yeah.
Just in general, I think that like Nintendo art books are something that are like, unless you're willing to import from Japan, like I'm just glad that that's getting more visibility because I think the more people see it and the more people will buy it, the more we'll get cool art books basically, and that's a great piece for any collection, I think.
That's a good point.
As long as there's buyers of the physical media from Nintendo, they will keep doing physical media.
Mm-hmm.
So, speaking of Wonder, we're getting new content. What's the new DLC called?
It's a meetup at Bella Bella Park. It's
Yeah.
technically Super Mario Brothers Wonder Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus meetup at Bella Bella Park, the longest title ever.
Yeah,
Very
It's
Japanese.
longer.
great in Scrabble.
Yeah, it's long. Actually, it might be. I think it's longer than Kirby and the Forgotten Land Nintendo Switch 2 edition plus Starcross Worlds. It's only a little bit longer than that one.
We need a
Wow.
letter count. Let's get a letter
Yeah.
count.
Word salad.
Did
Yeah.
anyone? What'd you guys think? How'd you think that looked? And also, what'd you think of Wonder? I'll ask.
I
I
liked Wonder. It was charming. It wasn't like, my favorite Mario game. I'm not the biggest Mario fan, but I finished. I think the thing that I liked most about Wonder is you could all the characters that you could do. You could choose all the characters. I mean,
Cool.
I pretty much played as Peach the entire way through. So,
Yeah, that was
um,
cool.
Big shock.
What'd you think, Eric? Did you like it?
I did. I didn't beat it.
Okay.
I like it was one of those games where you like start it and you get halfway through it and suddenly something distracts you and then you never
Yeah.
come back to it. Not for any particular reason. I think what I'm gonna end up doing with Wonder is like once my daughter's old enough to play, I'm gonna have that be our first Mario game
Good
because I
choice.
think like I mean your instinct's always to take it back to the classics, but like I think that'll be one that's modern enough for her to like gel with. But
Great
it's not
choice.
one of the new Super Mario Bros. Games, which I feel. I mean, we all know they got sort of a generic energy to them,
Yeah,
the new Super series.
1000%. Yeah. Yeah,
But
I liked it, and that's why I didn't want to sound like I was going to be negative. I did like it. I wanted to love it. I was really hyped for it, and I just thought it was good. It was cool. Yeah, it was good. It didn't hit the heights of old, Mario World or Mario 3 or anything, but I thought it was really good, and it's kind of how I felt about this DLC as well. Some of it's very multiplayer, which I'm not going to do, and then there's more
Yeah.
levels. I have to see how many new levels there actually are, because um, it was good. I think my other main gripe with it, and it's a weird, it was very easy. I mean, it was so easy, which is kind of, you think of Mario World. It's a tough game. Mario 3, very tough games. Even some of those new Super. So, anyway, but again, I love the art style. I loved Elephant Mario. I loved a lot of what they were doing with it. So I did like it. I didn't want to be negative at it, but it's just one I'm always interested in what people thought of because, again, I really wanted to love it, and it was good.
what do you think? Because I think I'm in a pretty similar boat, Kurt. What do you think was the thing that separated Wonder from being a game like World or 3 or like Galaxy, for example, where it's an all like iconic masterpiece right out of the gate?
I think that's the key word. You said iconic. I can't really remember too many levels. Like nothing really stands out. Whereas like Mario, and I enjoyed it. Again, I had fun. But like Mario World, I can picture some of those levels still. Mario 3, I can still picture some of those levels. I can picture Piranha Plants on Parade, which was a charming one in the beginning. But beyond that, especially some of the later ones in the world, I really can't picture too much. So I think that was it. It just didn't have like a something just like really, that memorable. And then again, I did just kind of breeze through it because it wasn't the hardest one. So I think those are the things. If it got a little harder, and then again, just a little more. And again, I love the art style. I love the music. I love what they were doing, but something was just missing. It just didn't hit like I was hoping it would. But it's still a good game, and I love that it's getting a DLC. Not just because I predicted, but I love to see it's getting DLC.
There
Do you
was
guys
one.
oh sorry, Phil.
No, I was gonna say there was one level that I remember, which is the like the rhythm jumping level.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that was a good level.
That one
That was a
was my
very good
favorite.
one. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
a very good one.
because it was actually challenging.
That was a
So
fantastic one.
That reminded me of the last Rayman game. I think it was Rayman Origins. It was like every third or fourth level was a rhythm game, and they were a lot of fun, but it
Yeah.
was very separated out from the rest of the platforming. I
Mhm.
didn't care all that much for Mario Wonder. Like you guys said, it was super charming, easy to pick up, and like Eric mentioned, like if you got distracted and never played it again, wasn't really a big loss. But to me, what didn't make it iconic was it just felt like a collection of mini games. It didn't feel like you were ever really making like story progress. It was just like, oh, look at this neat thing we made over here. Now you're done with that. Look at this neat thing we made over here. Like, look at all these different concepts.
That's very true.
It almost felt like something Nintendo wanted us to like product test. Like, hey, we tried some new things, but we didn't want to make a whole game out of it. So, what do you nerds think about, rhythm games, and what do you think about this kind of thing?
Well,
So,
and I also think
ultimately,
too. And I also think too, though, now that I think of it, like, and this might be a hot take, I don't know. In a post Celeste world, in a post Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze world, there have been so many good 2D platformers. Heck, even so many good Metroidvanias that have fantastic platforming. I think that's part of it, is that there have been so many. Whereas, you think of Mario 3 or Mario World, because I'm just thinking strictly 2D. There were a lot, but there was nothing quite like those. Whereas now it's like there's tons of them on the Switch and on other consoles that I feel like maybe that's what kind of did it a little bit. That it's like some of those just blew me away, and so this one was like, oh yeah, it was good. But and the other one too is like Mario Maker, which is a fine game. I don't make the levels. Some people make some amazing levels on there, and so it's almost like that's kind of spoiled the Nintendo levels for me to a degree. That it's like some of the most creative, some rhythm, some not, just some really creative, awesome Mario levels that Nintendo themselves would never make, which is fine. So in a way, that kind of spoiled a little bit for me too, I think. So again, I'm not trying to be negative. It's just kind of interesting because again, I really was looking forward to it, and when it happened, I was just like, I just wasn't. It didn't hit the way I expected it to, and I think those are some of the factors at this point.
we have one more Mario announcement for his anniversary, and that is Mario Tennis Fever.
Yes.
Don't care.
Oh,
Sorry.
I'm amped. So Eric, just for quick background with this, we did
Approve.
so we did Mario Tennis Aces, which is the Switch version at the Nerdfest 11, and I didn't lose a single set. I was the top seed. So it might be my, bet your life game because I played, the best that Nerdfest has to offer, and I didn't even lose a set. So I'm in because apparently I'm not even a big tennis fan, but I did like that game, and I do think that this looks fun. I think the new rackets look fun, the adventure mode looks fun, so I'm very interested. But I'm also kind of like, this is like the one franchise that for whatever reason I do really well in, so I feel like I have to keep going. Because yeah. So I was a little
Where
surprised though. I almost predicted it, but I thought they usually do the sports games in like the summer, or even maybe like May. So I really wasn't expecting it for February, but we are due for, and I'd love to get a baseball again. I don't know if we will, but we are due for tennis, so I wasn't surprised by that announcement. But yeah,
where is Mario Pickleball?
they should make that a DLC.
It's just miniature tennis.
It's
That's
just
all it
tennis.
is. It's just tennis.
Slower, but yeah.
Okay?
It's where I've
An
heard this coming out of you recently.
argument for another day. All right.
I'm really grateful that they have the story mode. I think that is one
Yeah.
thing. Like, I care little about the tennis, but like back in the Game Boy Color and N64 era, the Camelot era of Mario
Yes.
Tennis,
Yeah.
where they had like really comprehensive, interesting story modes. I think that's like the game Golf Story, another example where
Yeah.
like sports games I don't care, but like sports games with a story can give you a through line that makes you care, and I think that could be a real elevating thing for Fever.
So that wrapped up the Mario 40th anniversary, and so they started getting into the regular direct, which is just they opened up with just Switch One games. So just getting that right out of the, just throwing them away,
They
like
have
because that's
155 million Switches out there. They need
yeah,
to keep supporting it.
yeah, and
Because,
no,
it's,
that's
it's just,
good. That's
yeah,
good
yeah.
because
And they
if
haven't
you're
had, if you think about it, if you have a Switch, what have you had to play this year? Not Mario Kart World, not DK Bonanza, not Kirby. I mean, like, it's been a very quiet year if you don't have a Switch 2, aside from some indie and third-party stuff. So I think focusing on the Switch stuff,
well, yeah,
yeah,
they can't drop it completely, but they are
correct.
trying to push people to switch to. That's why they raised the price $50.
Yep, absolutely.
So, all right, we have Storm Lancers. What is Storm Lancers? Anyone know?
No, I don't know.
I
An
gotta be
indie
honest, pretty
title.
much, yeah, pretty much none of these did anything
Well,
for
so
me.
that Dinkum game, for some reason, that kind of like was somewhat interesting. I'm trying to find it where it was.
Dinkum was kind of like Animal Crossing meets Minecraft.
Yeah, I don't know why it just felt. And I'm not gonna get it. Here we go. I'm not gonna get it, but like it seemed like a charming like boredom game, you
Yeah,
know.
and
And
it
then
was Australian themed, which is kind of cool because Australia doesn't get a lot of love in most any media unless it's nature documentaries. But I did think some of the choices in their clips were a little weird because over the last couple of decades, Australia has really made strides in wildlife management and taking better care of their critters, of which they have many. Most of them will kill you. But like in one of the clips, they had a guy chasing a kangaroo away from his farm by beating it with a tennis racket. I was like, that's a little, that's a little for Australia that's trying to change their image and how they handle wildlife. That seemed like a bit of a stretch. Had
so
charming music, charming visuals. Could be a nice pick up and throwaway game.
game comes out November 5th. There is a demo available today for anyone that wants to play it on Switch 2.
Now,
Next is
are there talking dogs in this Australia? Because that's
I
really important for my Australia experience.
I
uh,
mean, there's
I
a
don't
dog
think
in this
they tag
picture. I don't know
Bluey
if it
that much.
talks or not. Next game is Poppycom. Is that what it was?
Yeah, I can't remember what that was about. And Tomodachi Life, which
Yeah.
is the most bonkers. I feel like an old man with this game because I don't understand it, and it's weird and different to me. So
It's a sequel to a 3DS game that was kind of a cult hit on the 3DS. So I'm a little surprised it's coming back. It's in person first party thing. The thing I like about it is some people say, "Oh, Nintendo's going too corporate and too mainstream and too stuck up and boring," and then it's like, then explain this. This is
yeah,
a bizarre or just goofy game with the Mii's and just seems totally random and totally out there. And this one is coming to Switch One. It's interesting. They didn't even say there's a Switch 2 version. There probably will be, and obviously it's backwards compatible. But it's just interesting that they really are focusing on it for Switch. Because again, I think it was a late 3DS game. So seems to be one they kind of trot out towards the end. And I know some podcasters are listening to, some bloggers are really excited about it. But yeah, for those who are happy, I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People were waiting
Enjoy
for
it.
this game. So
They were. Yeah, yeah. There are people into it.
all right, so that wrapped up the Switch One only games, and then the next section was games coming to Switch One and Two. Is that what it was?
Yep.
All right, so we have Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection. That one looked kind of cool. I'm not gonna get it, but it looks cool.
Be really convenient for future Nerdfest, probably.
Yeah.
It was cool how they had like the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, the documentary stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, we okay with that one? We're satisfied with that one. Can we move on to the big one?
One quick thing with that one, actually, that I just realized it's kind of interesting because I think it's coming out in October. I think maybe I can't remember when they said it's coming out. Anyway, the interesting thing is Mortal Kombat 2, the movie, was supposed to come out this year, but they decided to postpone it to next year because they're realizing it's going to be a bigger deal than they thought. So anyway, I'm just curious if they originally planned to release it alongside this game, which would have made a lot of sense, but maybe it was off. Anyway, apparently it was supposed to come out, I guess, next month or in September. So now I think it's like next April or something like that. Next May.
Nice.
It releases it releases digitally October 30th and
I
then
knew it.
physically December 12th.
Yeah, so they were trying to tie it in with the movie, and then WB decided to postpone it. I think they're doing it in the summer because they know it has a lot of blockbuster potential. So
The next game, not a lot of people are interested in, so we'll just kind of talk about real quick. It's Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade, and that comes out. Finally, we have a release date, January 22nd, at the tail end of the holiday season. I'm really happy about that.
Finally, Fantasy.
You have to play this game. You're
I
going to
know.
you're going to play this game.
I
And for the suspected price, you're going to be happy because apparently it's $40.
it is $40,
Ooh.
and that
And-
includes. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So you can pre-order it digitally from Nintendo. It's $40, and you get the that's not the deluxe edition, right?
Correct.
There's a deluxe. The
There's
deluxe
deluxe for
edition
60.
is 60.
Yeah.
That includes the original Final Fantasy VII download
And a digital art book and music.
and the
yeah.
digital art book, which I'm a physical person, so I'm waiting for retailers like GameStop to announce their pre-orders. I
But-
don't think they have yet.
So I saw one. I think I saw Amazon did. I saw someone shared it on Twitter. There is a retail. I think they said it was Amazon. The interesting thing is, it looks like they're including a Magic the Gathering booster pack
Yes.
from Final Fantasy because they're doing a Final Fantasy collaboration with Magic. And I don't know how much booster packs go for, but they're including that. So it's again, it's at $40 or 60 if you do the big one. If you get it's actually a really, again, in a day and age when everything costs more and value really isn't there.
Yeah.
This one actually is a really good value.
That's true.
If it's coming out for $40, that's a surprise for me because I was thinking at least $70. This is a still relevant, very relevant game. This is a big game that's coming out on the Switch too. A lot of people, including myself, were hoping that this game would come out. And to say it's only $40, you get Yuffie's DLC, which was $20 by itself. So really, you're getting a $60 game for $20 plus another $20 DLC.
And
Wow.
It's interesting
ahead,
about the trading card pack. One of my TCG buddies was telling me about like how the Final Fantasy ones work, and I guess you can get like general ones, which are like $5 or $6 or something, but then there's like special collectors ones, which are like $30 or $40, which you're guaranteed to get like really fancy cards in. So if it's one of those collectors ones, then that's a ridiculous deal.
Yeah, and also, Phil, for what it's worth, pricing wise, and this is total speculation, we'll never know the answers to. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth did not sell very well, not nearly as well as Square was planning, and so my theory is they're trying to price this one low because it's also coming out to Xbox finally. Uncle Phil fought for it. He went to Square a lot of times, and he finally got Final Fantasy on Xbox, and it's $40 there as well. And so I think again, total theory, just thinking strategy and stuff, I feel like they're probably pricing it this way, hoping that, because they've also announced that Rebirth will be coming to these consoles as well. So my theory is they priced it low, hoping that people will buy Rebirth as well when they release that.
There
in 2
there
years.
is a physical game coming. It has a reversible
Mhm.
label, which is cool. I love games like that because it just makes it, makes it look a little unique on the shelf. But that's on the Square Enix store, and it's still $40 even to get the physical edition shipped to your house.
I think
So,
that's gonna be the price. Yeah.
I'm really hopeful. I don't need I think the physical edition is just going to come with the Magic the Gathering card if you pre-order. I'm not sure if there's a deluxe Sorry,
Phil,
go ahead.
sorry to interrupt. It's on Amazon right now, $40.
Okay.
Final Fantasy
All
7
right.
Remake. You can pre-order it right now. So
All right.
yeah, so it's
So
$40.
that's awesome. I'm hoping I'm assuming that GameStop is going to do like the Magic the Gathering card. They usually do their pre-order bonus. Because the pre-order bonus for the original game had pretty much all of the same stuff that you could do with like the armor and accessories that were included. So
It's
What
got
about
it.
you, Eric? Do you have a dog in this fight?
So like I'd love to have a way to try Final Fantasy VII, because at this point I like going back to Final Fantasy VII like a on the Switch version or something where like they just emulated the PS1 version. Like that feels like it feels a little archaic. Like those early PS1 graphics, because so like Super Nintendo has the nostalgic old school graphics for me, but
Mm,
PS1 doesn't as much.
mhm.
So I don't have that nostalgia factor to kind of like, oh, I like this because it feels like when I was a kid.
That's fair.
So I think it'll be a good opportunity to revisit the story in a way that like I can like click into.
Mm.
It's because originally this was like released in episodes, right? So this version, will it be like everything at once, or am I misremembering how?
so so Final Fantasy VII Remake covers the first disc of the original Final Fantasy VII, which was just Midgar, which is probably like 10% of the original game.
Okay,
Yeah, so Midgar in the original game was if you knew what you were doing, you could breeze through it in less than a few hours. And
okay,
then Rebirth takes place, I guess, on disc 2. I'm not really sure where disc 3 starts. I would say Rebirth takes you to a little over halfway of the original game. I'm not going to get into spoilers because
But basically, it's they took Final Fantasy 7 and they made a trilogy. So the
Mhm.
first two games are
oh,
out.
okay,
So they took it
Yeah,
and they
yeah,
split it into a trilogy. And the first two games are out on PlayStation and PC. This will be the first on Xbox and Switch 2.
yeah,
And then the second one will be coming at some point to Xbox and Switch 2.
yeah. I should
okay,
mention that Remake is not. You can't play Remake in a few hours. They've
No, yeah,
added
they
a
added a lot.
ton
Yeah.
of filler stuff, good filler stuff. It's a great game. A lot of people love it. I love it.
Good
Um,
music.
great music, great music, great characters. Probably, in my opinion, it's the best Final
okay.
Fantasy there is. So if you have the opportunity to play it, which I'm pretty sure it's on every platform that has an internet connection.
Yeah.
So, and it's usually only $15. Sometimes it goes on sale, 50% off for like $8. So
Okay.
definitely pick it up. Pick it up if you. I played mine on the Switch, and it was $15. Okay, moving on. Enough of that. Love that game, but we can't talk about it forever. What is the next game? Linked Banner of the Spark. I know nothing about this. What is this?
It's another indie game.
Cool.
Here's the thing. I would give this direct like a B plus, A minus, and the only knock against it, none of these games did nothing for me outside of the first party games, and two exceptions, Hades 2 and Final Fantasy 7 Remake, but we already knew about them. So the new announcements, and usually there's something that appeals to me. The last one, there was this game Mio, which I know a friend of the show, Royce, is really excited for, and I'm excited for as well. And like, there's always something that like you don't expect, and it's new. It's like, oh, that's awesome. Unfortunately, this time there was absolutely nothing for me outside of the first party content, but I like that enough, so it was still a very good direct for me. But that was the only bummer I had. And to be fair, we just had an indie world and we just had a partner direct, so I think that's probably why these weren't the top of the class.
I feel like maybe they should condense that because they had a couple directs in relatively recent history. Maybe they could have spruced this one up a bit with some of the like the best stuff from the previous two.
Yeah, especially the partner.
The next game was Hades 2. Kurt,
Very
do you
excited
want
for
to
this.
talk about that? Yeah, you
Yeah,
are
I'll
excited
keep it
about it.
brief. I
Yeah.
mean, it's very exciting. It's been early access on PC for I think over a year. They released it's a timed console exclusive, so it's coming to Switch and Switch 2. It's 60 FPS on Switch, 120 on Switch 2 if you notice those things. But anyway, it's a timed console exclusive. It will come to Xbox and PlayStation eventually, but it's coming to Switch now. Amazing soundtrack. I don't like roguelike. It's the game that everyone says I don't like roguelikes, but I like this one. That's how I feel about it. I absolutely love the first Hades. Put like 50 hours into that. Been very excited for this. I try not to watch too much because honestly, I'm already sold. I don't need to. I don't need to see the trails and stuff. I'm very excited. And the last thing I'll say is it comes out to the 25th, 2 weeks after this direct happened. And I would bet money that it was supposed to be a shadow drop, but something dropped last week and it scared it off by 2 weeks. Because the fact that it's ready in 2 weeks, clearly it's ready to go now. And they usually have a big shadow drop. And they had one DLC that we'll talk about later, but they didn't have any like major shadow drops yesterday or Friday. And my theory is Silksong scared it off by a couple weeks, and which is great with me because again, I can focus on Silksong for a few weeks and then go straight into Hades too. So it was a Game of the Year nominee a few years ago. It won Indie of the Year, the first Hades, I'm saying. And so it's a huge deal. It's really exciting, and it's really, and this was one of my predictions. I knew that this would. I was hoping it'd be soon, but anyway, yeah, extremely excited for this.
So that comes out digitally September 25th and then physically November 12th. The interesting thing, because you mentioned it before, it does run at 120, but only on TV mode,
Oh, that's
not
right.
in not in handheld. So I thought that was interesting. It does support cross save between Switch, Switch 2, and PC. So
Yeah, yeah.
and so Kirby Air Riders, very brief. We're only getting those two. They're cool amiibo. It kind of reminds me of the like Toys of Life
Guys
Mm.
Eaters. Yeah.
kind of. And we're getting a second direct from Mr. Sakurai,
He
which
hinted at that in the first one. He did say, I'll be back to tell more. Still a little surprising because it was a 45-minute direct last time, and I'm sure the next one will be too, but yeah.
we're just gonna know everything about the game before it comes out.
They were going to
We
let
love
him
you,
do whatever.
Sakurai, but why?
Oh,
Why?
they are going to let him do whatever the heck he wants so that he can
Just
do
because
what they
he's
want.
Miyamoto the sequel.
Yeah, and because they want him to do something next, and so they're just making sure he's happy so that he'll do that thing next.
There you go.
Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment finally got a release date, November 6th of this year. So, I'll get it if I have the money. I mean,
Cool.
I'm
I want to
I'm
borrow it.
definitely going to get it because I guess it is going to be canonically correct this time around. So,
Hero Warriors always feels like a game that's one of the handful that'll go on sale on Black Friday. Like
Yeah,
that'll end up being like
that's true.
a $40 game
Yeah,
eventually for a
that's
sale
true.
or something.
Yeah, because it's made by Koei Tecmo, so yeah, that one, that's true, that one will.
because that was in the last direct of the partner showcase,
Yes,
so
and
which was
inexplicably
surprising for
didn't give a
some.
date. Yeah,
Yeah, Dragon Quest 7. Is there any Dragon Quest fans in here? No?
I
Okay, well
respect the
that
heck out of it, but no.
Dragon Quest 7 Reimagined comes out February 5th. All
It
right.
looked awfully pretty. I mean, I've never given the Dragon Quest games a try, largely because I'm not an RPG kind of person. But it did kind of look super interesting. But it's also number 7, so I don't know how it fits into the rest of the world. I don't know if I should start at 7 or if I need to get Andy to hook me up with the rest of the Dragon Quest. But
I'm ass-
maybe someday.
I
I'm
agree. I thought
assuming
it
it's
looked really nice.
probably like Final Fantasy where it's their own characters because if in Smash Ultimate you could play as Hero and all the alternate costumes are just different incarnations of that hero. So it's
Right.
probably like Final Fantasy where you can just kind of start wherever.
So I have a pet theory about Dragon Quest. I know nothing about it, but I have a theory that if they had done what they did with Fire Emblem, where they just started randomly dropping characters into Smash Brothers a lot earlier, then America would care a lot more. Because nowadays people like Fire Emblem, but like in the GameCube era, nobody knew who the Roy and Marth were. So, like if they had
That's
just
true.
gotten a little bit of that sweet Smash Brothers action earlier on, I think they'd be doing a lot better in America with the Dragon Quest games.
Well, and they hadn't released those games in America was part of the problem, and then after Melee they started, and then it really was with the 3DS. The funny thing about poor Fire Emblem, it was almost dying, and then Fire Emblem Awakening came out on 3DS, and it sold like gangbusters, and it actually revived and saved the franchise, thankfully. But yeah, I agree. I think it's interesting that this is the first, because I know that's an extremely popular series in Japan, Dragon Quest. I think it's interesting that we got, this is the first time we ever got a character from it in Ultimate.
All right, we're going to turn it over to Pat now for our newest Nintendo Switch Online announcement. Go ahead.
So Nintendo gave us a couple of Switch Online updates, but obviously the bomb that they dropped that nobody anticipated, even Kurt, the anticipator, they're bringing Virtual Boy to Switch Online, and I believe, judging by the picture that they put up, all of the games, including the Japanese releases, which we never got. I can't remember how many we did get. I think we got maybe 12 U.S. titles here.
13
And they
total.
had
I think it was
13
15,
total?
including Japanese, 13 American.
Okay.
They're bringing 14 games.
All right. So we only got a handful of those. Now, as the old man in the group and the console collector, I am excited because I'll finally get to play all of them whenever I want, wherever I want. But Nintendo's requiring either the plastic shell that they're going to be selling along with it that looks like the original Virtual Boy, downright almost exact size and shape, so you can plug your Switch screen into it, close it, and then there you go. Or a cardboard handheld kind of thing that looks like the old Nintendo Labo
Yeah, Labo
cardboard
Revival.
out of Labo. I won't say the other name. I think it's a tragic misstep on Nintendo's part because one of the things that everybody hated about the Virtual Boy and the reason that it failed was because it was so inaccessible. Like, you had to lean in, you had to be at the right height, the stand was not adjustable. It hurt everybody's eyes trying to look at it. And instead of just putting them online and being like, here, play them on your TV, play them on handheld, enjoy and have fun. They're like, no, 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 no. It's required that you have one of these two devices in order to play. That's kind of spitting in the face of all of us that grew up with it and we're like, man, this sucks. I'm not going to buy it. And we didn't. And then it failed miserably. And as a history buff, Gunpei Yokoi, the father of the Game Boy, designed the Virtual Boy. And he had this vision for basically what was going to be like a virtual reality headset that attached to your head a lot like an Oculus. And he designed it, they put it out there, and they went, yes, it works and it works great, but it's too expensive. We need to lower the price point. So take this part away. Use cheaper boards for this. So that worked, but it also made it heavier because they couldn't use the more elite boards. And then they said, oh, well, it sucks up too much battery, so use this instead of this. And before you know it, the price point of the software was much lower, and the device ended up being so big that you couldn't wear it on your head. It would be too heavy. So they came up with that ad hoc little coat hanger bipod for it. And Yokoi protested every change. He was like, it's great the way it is. Please don't change it. But Nintendo's management said, nah, like, it's going to be too much in the United States. It needs to come down. They finally put it out there. It wasn't anything like he originally projected it to be, including the red and black only color scheme. He wanted it to have a full color palette. And the first so many units sold, and then everybody told their friends how much they hated it. Kids like me had to stand on their toes in the store to be able to try the demo, because of course that wasn't adjustable either. And it just wasn't good, and we didn't buy it. And instead of Nintendo saying, darn us, we should have listened to Gunpei, they punished Gunpei Yokoi for that and blamed him for its failure, even though what they originally came up with deviated so far from his original plan. So I have a lot of respect for that man. He's the father of a lot of things that we grew up with and what got us into gaming. And they took their failure out on him for that. And now here we are, was it more than 20 years later, almost 30 years later, right? And they're like, hey, we're bringing it back to you exactly how we did it before. I don't know. I think it's a misstep. I'm glad there's more physical media, more things to collect. And now that this is out, it's going to drive the price of the original Virtual Boys down because now it will be accessible. So it'll be easier for me to collect a real one. But I think Nintendo I think they had another misstep on this one, just like they did with the original release. That's my hot take on it.
I think it's $50, right? For the
100.
It's 100.
$100.
Yeah, 25 for the cardboard, 100 for.
Yeah.
So that being said, is anyone here buying it? Pat, you're waiting for the real one? You said for the prices to go down, the real ones.
Yeah, if the prices will go down, the real one, and I'd rather have the real one. But if there's a cardboard version for how much again?
25.
$25 for cardboard.
Yeah.
I'm confident that I can take an Amazon box that's sitting by the trash right now and fold it up, put my Switch 2 screen in it, and
Yeah.
I'm sure there's going to be like third-party things coming out
sure
that
there will
will
be.
come out for
Yeah.
it.
Do you guys think it's still going to give people headaches? Like, what's different now? If it's the same form factor and everything, do you think it'll still give headaches?
I think so.
Yeah,
I
they didn't
think-
mention any improvements on
Oh
the
my God.
software.
I
It's
think,
just
and
a
Not
this,
like
straight
not like
drop.
the GameCube.
yeah, and I think this is another case of them like people saying, if they think they're getting boring or too corporate. I mean, this is ridiculous. I can't believe that they did this in the best ways. I think it's hilarious that they did this. This was probably their biggest failure. I mean, the Wii U was bad, but this is probably their biggest failure ever. And the fact that they're not only going back to it, but like, just exactly as it was, and like here it is.
Right.
It almost feels like a practical joke, and I think it's funny, not $100 funny, but I think it's funny. And yeah, I think it's going to be a gimmick, that people want to see, want to try, and then be like, okay, we did it.
Yeah, the best thing that they could have done is not announce anything for Nintendo Switch Online, because we're still not even halfway through the first wave of GameCube games, so it wouldn't make any sense to
I was shocked,
announce
yeah.
more
When
GameCube
they said,
games.
yeah, when they said they're doing a new console, I was like, it can't be 2DS or 3DS, and what else is there? And then for them to go to this,
I
I
mean, the
never saw this
Wii,
coming.
yeah, they wouldn't be
Not,
doing
yeah,
the
they're not
Wii
gonna
yet.
do the Wii yet. Yeah, not yet.
Honestly, whoever I forget his name, when he
Koizumi.
announced that there was going to be an announcement for Nintendo Switch Online, I was like, oh, here we go, price increase, it's coming.
It's still coming, but yeah.
It's still coming, but
Yeah.
all right. So next we have Fatal Frame 2 remake. Anybody? No.
I'm excited. So I'm not gonna buy it, but I at least like the Fatal Frame series in concept. It's a series that I keep thinking, oh, I'll play it October one year, and then I look and I see it's $40, and I'm like, I don't know if it's worth the investment to take a chance on a new series. But I at least like it in concept. I think it's a cool idea.
Yep. One Piece Pirate Warriors 4. No.
Not my
Overcooked 2.
franchise.
We're getting to your franchise. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're getting there. Overcooked 2. Awesome. Stardew Valley Switch 2 edition. This is just because I've got people that play
Oh,
it.
yeah. A lot of people.
Mouse controls, that's nice. 4-player split screen. That's pretty cool. Glad that he's still supporting just the one guy that makes this game. It's a good thing that he's still supporting and updating this game
And I
this
believe
long
this
out.
one has game share too. So if
Yes,
you
game
have
share.
one copy of the game, you can share it with all your friends to play with you.
Human Fall Flat Switch 2 edition.
Human Fall Flat is a fun indie game to play with your buddies, especially if alcohol's involved. I'd love to see it pop up at a Nerd Fest someday just for giggles, because it's just pointless. Other than just having fun with your friends, there's no story, there is no scoring system. It's just, what do they call it? A movement simulator. So just walking, lifting, falling, things like that. But it's fun in a small context, but you really can't sit down for a week or two and play through it. It's pointless.
Power Wash Simulator.
So
Oh, what can we say about
the funny thing with this is I saw someone who unironically was saying that's their biggest hope is to see another Power Rush Simulator come to Switch 2, and they weren't joking. And then it actually showed up. I'm like, wow, good for you, bro. I hear it's fun. I hear it's relaxing. It's on Game Pass. I need to download at some point. It looks kind of relaxing. I mean, I want to pay for it, but it looks somewhat relaxing.
I mean, just go wash something in real life.
Then you're paying for water. You got to get this thing. I mean, here.
You're paying for the game, Kurt.
I'm not sure. Not on Game Pass. Not on Game Pass.
Oh my god. All right. Okay. Get it
It
on
does.
Game Pass.
So, like in Power Wash Simulator's favor, it does scratch a certain itch in my brain, though. Like
It does?
I would be like, if it went on sale for $10 or something on Switch, I would get it because like it's convenient. And that's the thing. There's a lot of PC games that end up on Switch or Switch 2 where like I would have never tried them on PC because it's an extra couple steps for me to do the PC version of it. I know it doesn't seem like that for PC gamers, but for me, the Switch is already connected to my TV, so like I would potentially buy a Power Wash Simulator. I wouldn't buy a Switch 2 for it, but like I would probably get it.
It's a cozy game, and people love their cozy games. So.
It's nothing like was that By the Fire?
By the Fire.
Sitting by the fire. That's
Yeah.
that's game of the year right there.
That's so yeah. Expedition 33, you better watch out.
Suika Game Planet. I'm
Suika.
sorry if I Suika. All right.
Sorry,
Yeah, I
I
know.
jumped on. I didn't know if this was next. Yeah, I actually love this game. It was the funny story with it is it's a company that makes I think copiers and printers in Japan and just projectors, and just for fun they created this little game, and it got so popular that they decided to put it on Switch and other things. And they charged. So the first Suika is on Switch 1 right now, and we have it. I think it's only $3, maybe $2. Fantastic puzzle game if you're a fan of Tetris or things like that. Katie actually loved that game. We played a heck out of Suika game, the first one. So this was a really fun surprise seeing that they inexplicably made a sequel because they're not actually a game developer. So the fact that they made a sequel and it looks like a lot of fun. So yeah, I'm very excited for Suikoden.
I remember
That's-
seeing this trailer now. That's the one
Yeah,
where you pretty much drop
drop
the fruit
and
into
then if
the.
you like cherry and cherry becomes a strawberry, which becomes a great, and they keep growing, and you're trying to get the highest score you can, but you're losing, you're moving, running out of room. It's a really, really, yeah. I was gonna say relaxing. I mean, it gets a little stressful, but it's a lot of fun. It's really good. If you like puzzle games, again, I think it's $3 the first one, like not on sale. It goes on sale for one often, honestly. So it's really good and a cool
Okay.
story.
Well, yeah. No, I mean it looks fun. It looks like a fun game. So we're gonna get into Pat's franchise now. Pat, do you want to take over and we'll talk about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond?
Well, what can we say? This trailer reminded me a lot of like a heavy metal um, music video, like the dark choral tones and the guitar, that building that looked like some kind of black marble cathedral kind of deal, and Samus in a very obvious like racing stripe style red and black suit on a motorcycle, which Phil asked me for my take on a few days ago when we first saw it, and he said, "What do you think of the Tron cycle in Metroid?" And I do like it. I do like it. I think it's unnecessary in a Metroid game, unless I mean they showed that great big desert. Her traveling in. I mean, if they're going to add a more open world element to a Metroid game, I think that would be a neat inclusion. It's easy for me to say, I don't like change. I like things the way they are. But every Metroid game has introduced a new element to it. So that's kind of part of the franchise. They're always developing, they're always trying new things. It's not formulaic. So an open world game with a beast of burden or a vehicle, cool. I'm willing to give it a try. I would rather it be more utilitarian, like something she can use to carry things or drag things, instead of like the F-Zero version of a Metroid motorcycle. But I think it looks cool. It obviously made me want to buy the amiibo, so I'm hoping for the best. But just what they showed us, it still looks gorgeous, and we still have no idea what the story's about. We still have no idea how the using the Force or whatever telepathic ability she's gonna have works. So I love it. I'm sick and tired of seeing movie trailers and game trailers that give me the entire plot in one trailer, and I like surprise. So I'm very much looking forward to Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
Pat, if you had to predict what the story is going to be, like what would your guess be for a Metroid Prime 4 story?
It's a really good question. Hard to know because Dread takes place after 4, right, Kurt?
Yeah, yeah. So Dread.
Yeah.
So it doesn't. Yeah, the Dread ending doesn't
So
affect
we're
you.
on our way to Dread, but we don't have the repercussions from Dread. And the fact that, in Dread she's not using any kind of telepathic abilities, I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
I think she's going to blast some aliens.
I do think that. I would say that's a hard yes, but I would be thrilled if no one from the original games was in this. I would be thrilled if there was no Kraid, no Ridley, no Mother Brain, no mention of that. I would be thrilled if it was just an entirely new thing. I don't know. It'd be cool to have a chapter that's just all thrills and twists and turns.
I'm not familiar with Metroid, but does it have like the problem that Zelda kind of has, where like everything's kind of Ganon? Like even when it's not Ganon, it's Ganon.
Similar. Ridley is something of a Ganon and
I'd say
makes an
Ridley's the main
appearance
one.
in
Yeah.
almost everything. But canonically, Ridley is the worst thing for Samus because Ridley killed Samus's parents in the origin story and in the manga. So even though Mother Brain's the top of the pile and Kraid and Ridley are generals, she has personal vendetta against Ridley. And
He
I'm
shows
not
up in more
necessarily
games.
sure if Ridley actually knows, but
Yeah.
obviously
Yeah.
Ridley hates Samus and is willing to do whatever it takes to humiliate and defeat her. So there's always that Ridley kind of, attitude going on. But I would be psyched if none of that was in this and it was just a whole new chapter of her life. Because to me, it's kind of like the Superman films, the last round of them, where they're fighting in the sky and travel miles, but somehow Lois Lane manages to be wherever he lands every single time. It's like, how the hell is she just transporting there? It's like every Metroid game, Ridley's suddenly there. It's like, okay, like I still hate Ridley, but I don't need him. We can do other things.
All right, so that Prime 4 comes out. Sorry, Kurt.
So two things. One, I agree totally that I love that we don't really know much about it. And I don't need to see more. Kind of like I said about whatever game I was talking earlier. I don't need to see more. I'm in. And so I'm excited that we don't know much about it. And also, Retro Studios has never missed. They've made all three Prime games. They've also made Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze and Donkey Kong Country Returns. So they've only made A's. I mean, they've only hit it out of the park every time. So I'm not. I have no concerns about this. I think it's going to be awesome. So I'm very excited. What do you think, Phil? You're a huge Metroid fan. Before you move on from here, what do you think?
I mean, at first, I didn't know what I was watching. I thought it was a collaboration of like Samus's character in a futuristic racing game, but I guess it's open world. It looks
Or at least
open
open
world,
zone. Yeah, yeah.
so it definitely it looks like a fun game. I'm excited. I'm going to get a lot more excited in December because
Yeah.
there's a lot to play now in between then. But I'm excited. It's been a long time, too long since we've gotten a Metroid Prime game, and that's the Prime games are my favorite Metroid games. Just they're so immersive, and I don't know because I know in Primes 1, 2, and 3, the screen was, you could see her eyes, you could see
Yeah.
water drops and all that. That was always the coolest takeaway that I got from the Prime games because like Halo didn't do that, COD didn't do that. I didn't really. I rewatched the most recent trailer and I didn't see a whole lot of like the reflection.
There's some I've seen. If you watch the
Okay,
gameplay, like the demos people have done,
that's good.
you see it in there. Yeah,
And I
I
bet
don't
there will
want
be
that
more.
lack of detail.
yeah,
I
Right.
want that detail to be
yeah.
in
It'll
this
be
game
there.
as well.
Yeah, it'll
Well,
be there
if you
when you
want to
can.
think about something exciting, you've played Super Metroid. All of the sounds are muffled. Like the thunder's muffled, her gun's muffled, explosions are muffled. And you think to yourself, oh, that's just the way the Super Nintendo's sound chip works, and that's how they designed it. But look at it from the perspective of actually being inside Samus's suit. Like,
That's a good point. That's a good point.
and I really think that it was designed that way on purpose to give you that feeling that you were inside that shell, hearing sounds from the outside. And now here we are inside the shell with raindrops, steam, things like that.
Metroid is
So,
definitely the franchise that Nintendo puts a lot of effort in and doesn't get much out from it. So
Doesn't sell. It
that
Yeah, it doesn't sell. So
that
the
is
sad
one. No.
Yeah, sorry, real quick. The sad thing, I saw this. This is really depressing for you guys, but it just I have to share. Hollow Knight, the first one, has almost Hollow Knight, just Hollow Knight, has almost outsold the entire Metroid franchise. By the end of this year, Hollow Knight and Silksong will have outsold the entire Metroid franchise. So it
Oh,
just does not sell. So that's
oh,
why
Pat.
we're lucky they support it as much as they do. It just, and I don't know why, because I don't know why, but it just does not sell at all.
It's a
there's a
great
lot of
game.
dumb people out there, I just
That's
realized.
it. That's definitely it.
Metroid is, Metroid
Uncultured
and
swine.
Castlevania are the inspirations behind Hollow Knight.
Yes.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
okay, so we gotta start moving along here. It's getting late. We've been on for an hour. Prime 4 comes out December 4th. That's great. It's not too much longer, everyone. It's only been 7 years, 8 years. Prime 1 through 3, the retrospective book that comes out October 28th. Anyone want to take a quick minute and talk about that?
It's pretty.
Yeah. Looks good.
Cool, love it. New DLC for DK Bonanza. Sorry,
Oh,
new DLC for DK Bonanza. This looks cool because it's DK Island. You can travel around DK Island in the new DK and totally mess it up. So, and Emerald Rush, which
It's like a score attack mode, essentially. Trying
okay.
to get as many emeralds as you can in a short amount of time.
2 Pokemon announcements. One of them we don't need to talk about. That's Pokemon Pokepia?
Pokopia.
Pokopia. Okay. Basically, it's Pokemon and Animal Crossing together. If you need to have a quick summary of the game, it could be fun. It could be fun. But
It's gonna make bank.
yeah,
yeah,
it is.
people are gonna like it's gonna sell.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised it took them this long to put this together. Because it also has Minecraft elements in it. So those three things together, oh yeah, it's gonna do very well. I don't want it, but it's gonna do very
It's
well.
like you
Yeah.
put what's the most addictive game you could make into ChatGPT.
Yep, yep. And the most popular, the highest selling franchise out of any media is Pokemon. So
We do
yeah,
know Nintendo is using AI to an extent, just not to make their games, but obviously to get inspiration for their games. Pokemon Legends ZA, just Mega Dimensions DLC. The Raichu X, Raichu Y.
Those
Those look good. I will get those because I like Raichu. So okay. What do we got here?
Otherwise, it's a Pokemon game.
Pat, I can't read your handwriting.
Well, that one I had to respell multiple times. That's Danganronpa
Danganronpa.
2. Danganronpa.
the murder game, right? That's the one
I
where
think
they're in
so.
like a Lord of the Flies or something like that.
I believe so.
Okay, my wife likes that series, so like it'll be one
It's
that
the
will
first
end up
time I
on
ever
one of
heard
our
of it.
consoles eventually.
New or Dynasty Warriors Origins. Is this a new game?
Believe not. I think it came to the other consoles this year. I think.
Okay.
Wasn't Dynasty Warriors the one that the guy was doing a thing at E3 and he was talking about the historical accuracy to feudal Japan? Then, like 30 seconds later, he's like, and when you're fighting this giant enemy crab, and it's
That sounds right.
right after saying,
that's-
like, we stuck very close to history on this one.
It's such a video gamey sentence. I love that.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter Stories 3. I'm actually sorry. I'm gonna keep my eye on this one because I like the Monster Hunter series, and it's just kind of like a what do you call it? Like a side story of that,
Spinoff.
like a different. Totally blanking on. Yeah, spin-off. There we go. And I believe it's turn-based. I think it's turn-based. It looks like it could be fun, so I'm going to keep my eye on that one. I know there aren't really anyone else that plays the Monster Hunter series in this group, so they're good games. I wouldn't say they're like the best games, but they can be fun. They can be a lot of fun. Rise
As long
was
as you're
really
happy
a
with
lot
it,
of
buddy,
fun.
we're happy for you.
Thank you so much. Next game, Disalgia 3. Anyone know anything about Disalgia?
This guy? Nope.
Okay.
There's a
Virtua
third one.
Fighter. Yes. Is this Virtua Fighter S or Virtua Fighters? That's a 5.
Five.
That's a 5?
It's 5.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
It's 5.
And do you know anything about Virtua Fighter 5?
There's fighters, and so far there's been 5 of them. Virtua Fighter, I do believe, started on the Sega Saturn, maybe Sega CD right before that, but it was... Go ahead.
I didn't know. I think you're right. Sega CD. I think it was the first one.
Okay. So that was in the time of the Virtuas. So there was Virtua Cop, Virtua Fighter, and that was kind of their flagship. Like, this is a Sega fighting game and a Sega fighting game only. It's not another party, not another developer, and they were quality games. Ultimately, it didn't have quite the same appeal as Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. They were kind of the funnels that everybody worked towards. I'm sure they were probably jealous later when things like Soul Calibur popped up and, things like that. But I'm kind of happy that Virtual Fighter's coming back. Like they're coming back into the stream. It's almost like what's old is new again. And they have their own way of doing things, and hopefully it works out. Hopefully people bring it into tournament scenes and it gets big again. But other than that, it'll just be a quality fighting game that we hope does well.
So we had a few games in their last minute montage. We got EA Sports FC 26, Little Nightmares 3, Persona 3 Reload. Yeah, good stuff. This next one was not a surprise. Pretty cool for the fans. Resident
huge deal.
Evil.
It's a huge deal.
Resident Evil. Requiem.
It's the new
No.
one.
And then
Yeah,
it's what? It's pretty much 7, 8, and 9.
I think so.
Yeah.
Which,
Yeah.
for those keeping score at home, there was a leaker who said there would be 3 games with 7 in the title. So Final Fantasy 7, Dragon Quest 7, and then Resident Evil 7. Those were the 3. But the cool thing with the new Resident Evil Requiem is it's a brand new game coming to PS5 and Xbox Series X and now Switch 2. And the really cool thing is it's launching day and date on Switch 2. Usually it launches on the other consoles first, comes to Switch sometimes a year, but usually months later. But it's a very encouraging sign for Switch 2 that this one is launching. And Capcom's a great partner of theirs and always does well, but it's really encouraging for the power of the Switch 2 that's coming out the same day as the other consoles. Not
And
that
that day
That is a
is-
sizable game.
And it's a huge game, yeah.
That day is February 27th, 2026. So
Yeah, we're
our
gonna-
sorry.
Can you believe we're up to 7 on Resident Evil?
I feel I'm excited though. I mean, it's been a while since I played one. I used to be pretty heavy into the Resident Evils in the early days. Um, got out of it shortly after 4, climbed back into it. They've really done a lot of like we were saying earlier about trying new things. Like each new Resident Evil tries something different. And since they went to the first person perspective and it sold gangbusters in 7, they're really kind of doubling down on that now. And they are product improved games over what we started with. So I don't rightly understand the story anymore. Umbrella's only like partly involved in the stories these days, but I don't know. I might get this bundle and play through all 3 of them. It's a strong contender.
I've never played any of the Resident Evil games. I'm not into horror games, but I'm glad that it's still improving. Can't say that about a lot of game franchises. That it's still improving after its 7th installment. So good for them. Good for Resident Evil fans. Good for Switch owners that are also Resident Evil fans. So we had one last announcement. I'm excited about this one. Kurt, I know you're excited about this one.
Plus, I predicted it, so I'm very doubly
Yes,
excited.
you did. I was surprised.
Yeah.
I didn't think. I thought it was too soon, but I'm glad.
Thrilled. Yeah.
I thought next year. I mean, It is next year, but I thought the announcement was going to be next year.
Right.
Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. Kurt, do you want to talk a little bit about this one?
Yeah,
About
I
what
know
you
we're
saw?
low on time, so I'll just real quick. I mean, it looks gorgeous. It looks, it's a lot very anime, cool-looking people. It looks kind of like Roman inspired. The most interesting thing is at the end we got a character who's from Fire Emblem Three Houses. Most of these games, I think all of them are like isolated except for Engage. They're their own stories and not that connected. So it's very interesting that we got a Three Houses character. Again, Royce, he and I were already talking about it, hoping what it could mean because we both love Three Houses, put almost 200 hours into that one. So it's very exciting to see she's back. What my big hope for is Three Houses had the best social aspect, Engage had the best combat and maps and stuff. I'm hoping they put it all together with this one. Visually, I thought it looked great, and just more Fire Emblem. I'm on board. My prediction is it'll be in July, like Three Houses was. So I think we'll see that because they just said 2026. They didn't say early or anything. So I'm thinking we'll see it over the summer. But I'm thrilled. I thought this was a heck of a wonderful show closer because I don't think they're not, the other games aren't ready. The other franchise, I mean, obviously we'd love to see like an Animal Crossing or a Splatoon or something, but they're just not ready yet because the other one's too. Anyway, so I thought it was a good show closer, and I was very, very excited for that one.
I'm hoping for mouse controls. That's my biggest.
I would bet. Yeah, I would bet.
I really want that game to have mouse controls because I will use them.
Yeah.
And that wrapped up this massive direct, and I liked it. This was a good direct.
Yeah.
A lot better than others.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I thought, I mean, it was our first direct since April, so it was like 5 months between directs. I thought it had a lot to do, and it did everything it needed to. We celebrated Mario's 40th. They had 20 minutes of that stuff. It gave us the dates we've been waiting on and showed us a few new things, and it gave us a lot to look forward to in the new year already. And I think it's awesome. I've seen a lot of negativity online because people are just always negative. But I would just say, what did Sony do this year? I mean, and that's not, I'm not trying to start console war stuff. I'm just saying, look at all the stuff they got coming. I mean, we're eating good. Even if it's not for you, I mean, they're still putting out a game a month for the next few months. I mean, they're doing a fantastic job.
There's so much.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm set all the way through February.
Same.
So
yeah. So I thought it was a great direct. Did what it needed to do. I thought it had the high. Anyway, I thought it was very, very good. Yeah.
Eric, any takeaways from the direct?
Yeah, I liked it. I think that this direct had less for me out of like my franchise, but like Kurt said, it's important to like other people are getting the stuff that they want and they don't normally get it. Like I'm a Mario guy, and I'm a Kirby guy, and they just had the big Kirby direct and the Mario stuff. They always have big Mario stuff, but I was really excited to see all the other franchise representation. So I thought it was a really good overall.
Pat, any besides Metroid?
Same as you guys. I mean, this one was chock full of nuts. I'm not used to cheering at a direct. I'm usually like, oh, okay, there's a thing. Or usually I'm like, Kurt was right, Kurt was right, Kurt was right. Like we need to like bottle him somehow, make a little 8-ball of him, but not the drug. But this one was chock full of stuff. The Virtual Boy did have me cheering until they announced the plastic shell. Obviously, seeing any Metroid news is good news, unless it's a cancellation. But I I do worry a little bit about like the ticker tape at the end when they're like, all right, here's 25 games. They're also going to be on our system. Like, some of those might actually be diamonds in the rough, but they just don't give them any love at all. Just like, here it is. Here's a bunch of stuff. Go play.
There's always
So-
one though. There's usually one in that little montage. Just like, oh, okay, I
That's
didn't
where you
know that
find
was
stuff
coming.
like Cuphead or
Yeah.
Shovel Knight, like that. Those
Yeah.
were in like those scissor reels initially.
That's true.
One way they could save time too, and one knock against it is like they do this trailer that's very thorough, really cool, and it cuts to Koizumi, and he's like, "That was a trailer for this. In that game, you can blah blah blah." It's like, okay, cut that part. We heard it. We watched the trailer. Just go to the next
Right.
one.
We saw it.
They literally could have saved 10 minutes if they just cut him repeating what we had just seen. So,
There you go.
what do you
All right,
think, Bill?
and what did I think? I thought it was a great direct. I would say it probably like B plus.
Yeah.
Directs historically have been quite disappointing. So, because like I'm that Nintendo fan that really wants that one game, and of course they show a lot of great games, but they don't show that one. So there's no perfect direct for me, but this one was a really good one. I got what I wanted out of it, which was the release dates for a couple games, and other than that, everything else was just gravy. So I'm happy with this direct. All right, and with that, we are wrapping this up. We are Play It Forward, new name, same cause, raising money and awareness for local charity. Expect more news from us in the future. If you liked this video, follow our Facebook channel, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stay tuned for our next event, which is in November, where we will be a featured streamer for Extra Life,
And
playing Towerfall.
remember to play it forward.
To play
Wink.
it for, remember to play it forward. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Yeah.
Night.